US has revealed details of Tahawwur Rana's conversations with David-Headley. Remember, over 200 conversations had taken place. America has revealed that Tahawwur Rana actually told David-Headley that Indians deserved it, referring to the 26/11 terror attacks. This is the mindset of this monster, of this terrorist who wanted bloodshed on Indian soil. America, therefore, has said that Tahawwur Rana, in those conversations with David-Headley, also spoke about ensuring the highest honor for terrorists. So those 200 plus phone conversations, one conversation, Tahawwur Rana actually told David-Headley, we should ensure posthumous military honors for those terrorists who killed so many people in Mumbai. This is the shocking depravity of this man. Right now in India, he will be tried for these very crimes. Shivani Sharma is joining us with more details on this. Shivani, these were details that were known with regards to the over 200 conversations between Rana and Headley. But the details that are emerging of what really was in these conversations, with Tahawwur Rana even saying Indians deserved it. This is exactly why India has been pushing for his extradition.
Akshita, these conversations that have also been now released by the United States in this press statement, where they say that in these conversations they remarked that Indians deserved this when Rana was telling this to Headley after this attack happened. Not only this, Akshita, he also commended these 9 terrorists who had killed 166 people in the country, and he said that they must be rewarded with the Rana-Headley, that happens to be the highest gallantry award of Pakistan. So it's shocking indeed, but it's not surprising at all, because, you know, in the initial reports, the NIA had already given out these details that there were conversations happening between Headley and Tahawwur Rana. They had conspired for this particular massacre. They had connections with the Pakistan army. They had connections with the ISI. They had connections with the terror groups and Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists also. And there were more people who were associated to them who have not been exposed till now. But yes, when the investigation starts, Akshita, there will be more names, more faces, and more terrorist organizations exposed, and how Tahawwur Rana has been associated to them in conspiring against India through these terror attacks and much more.
Absolutely. Even as Shivani gets us those details, really, of these phone conversations, this is, of course, part of the mountain of evidence, Shivani, against Tahawwur Rana, which is with the NIA. And while he is going to be confronted with all of this, this will also prove to be crucial in the trial going forward that Tahawwur Rana will face now in Indian soil.
Certainly, Akshita, see, the day 1 of the interrogation has already begun, where Tahawwur Rana has been brought outside the lockup where he's been kept with 2 cameras, the 14x14 sized lockup. He has been brought to that particular interrogation room where 12 officers of the NIA who have been given access to Tahawwur Rana will be questioning him. There are different sets of questions, and these questions pertain to not only 26/11 but his association with other terror organizations and what he had been conspiring against India even before and after 26/11. So when the interrogation goes on, further details and multiple layers of this terror nexus of Pakistan, Tahawwur Rana, Headley and many more terror organizations will be exposed.
Okay, let me bring in now Sushant Sareen, who's joining us on this broadcast with his view of these latest updates. Sushant, this isn't new information. The fact that Tahawwur Rana and David-Headley had conversations where Rana pushed for the highest military honor for these terrorists, said Indians deserved it. But this serves as a reminder of why it was so important perhaps to bring Tahawwur Rana back to India to face trial here on Indian soil.
Exactly. Look, not only was he one of the linchpins of that entire conspiracy that was hatched, and a very important facilitator of that entire dastardly act committed by the Pakistanis and the Pakistani state. I think we should always mention that the Lashkar-e-Taiba was just a front organization. It was a plan of the ISI and the Pakistani state that carried out that attack in Mumbai on 26/11. And Tahawwur Rana was an important and integral part of that entire conspiracy who facilitated it. That is one. Secondly, I think the statement which has been issued by the Americans very clearly, tells you about the kind of demonic mindset this man has. that the Indians deserved it, or that, these terrorists who killed 160 people deserve Pakistan's highest national award, which is not surprising. That's the Pakistani mindset. They are the kind of people who would probably award a Nishane-Haider to even Hafiz Saeed. They are the kind of people who give Hafiz Saeed the kind of security that they don't even give to somebody like Asif Ali Zardari. So, it tells you about the mindset of the country that we are dealing with, and of its terror proxies like Tahawwur Rana. I think it's important that this man is prosecuted and he pays for the crimes he has committed against India. And what is very clear is that the Americans were completely on board with India in helping us get this man extradited to India.
Very true.
So I think I think we must thank the Americans for their cooperation on this particular matter, because otherwise, it would be impossible to get hold of this kind of a guy.
And these kind of conversations between David Headley and Tahawwur Rana kind of tell you what level of planning also was there to pull off these attacks. For years, they were strategizing, planning, conducting recce's and whatnot. We also have to keep in mind, Sushant, that while David Coleman Headley did confess to his role in these Mumbai attacks, Tahawwur Rana hasn't. Do you think that's why his interrogation now is also very, very important, very crucial, 17 years on?
Look, if a guy confesses to his crime, it just eases the entire judicial process. But I think even if a man refuses to confess and continues to deny whatever charges are filed against him, it is the rest of the evidence that will come into play. And I think there is overwhelming evidence to secure a conviction and secure the highest possible punishment for this fellow. So I think his confession is not that critical to what has happened. What is more important is the evidence that has been collected by India, of course, and also by the Americans. And I think that is what is going to actually seal this man's fate.
All right, Sushant Sareen, thank you very much for joining us with your view on really the interrogation of Tahawwur Rana. Details now emerging of the conversations between Tahawwur Rana and David Headley.